Are we up in this mug?
Hey everybody, it's Army Princess here and welcome back to the channel. For those of you all who are watching me for the very first time, I'm Army Princess, U.S. Army soldier. I've been in the military for over 10 years now and I love to share my experiences with you all. So today we got a fun night lined up for y'all. We have my military YouTubers here joining me so they can talk about their experiences and share their experiences with you all. So I got my co-host here that's usually here every week.
I ain't got my name this time though. I got boarded off the island, y'all. No name. I'm just here after the S.
And I'm gonna let everybody go ahead and introduce themselves. We're gonna talk about our experiences tonight. So we can start at the top. Let's start with Andrea.
I'm Andy. I have been in for 12 years in the Army National Guard. I have now 9 years active. And I'm currently at Fort St. Houston as the Army National Guard liaison.
Oh, me? Hey guys, I'm Renee. I am active duty Army, been in for 6 years. I am at Fort Lee, Virginia, and I am an Army medic.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Ricky Bowden. I am a 9-year military veteran. And I was a 25 Victor, which is a combat camera. I currently work as a civilian for the United States Air Force at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of that, I liked your video. Wow, you said, what'd you say? I'm joining the Air Force again or something?
Oh, yeah. That clickbait video?
Yeah, that was fresh. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say fresh anymore.
All right, so tonight, like I said, we have a bunch of different military YouTubers on so we can talk about our experiences. We have, like she said, all the way from National Guard, active duty, retired. So I just wanted to bring everybody on so we could talk about different aspects of our military career. And we're going to start with an icebreaker. So,
hey, we're gonna lead this thing off. Hey, y'all coming in, drop y'all comments, say what's up. And before we start, also, everybody was real, not really shy. What you call them? Like,
stand-off?
No, not standoffish. They was being, I forgot the word. But I'm gonna promote them, y'all. Their names is their Instagram handles, y'all.
Oh, yes.
So go ahead, check them out. Search them out on YouTube. They all have good content. So we all a family here. Go ahead and check them out. When y'all go over there, drop a green heart emoji. Let them know the platoon sent y'all. Hey, so we're gonna start off with a little icebreaker. We're gonna start off with two truths and a lie. One, for us to get to know each other a little bit, and for us to interact with y'all in the fans.
And for y'all to get to know them.
Yeah, so y'all get to know them. So, I know you don't want to start off because you've been thinking about this for 3 hours and you still don't have nothing yet. So, is anybody on the panel want to start off, or anybody's overexcited? Nah, okay, but hey, I'll go ahead and kick it off. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to kick it off, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it popping. Get my talking out the way now so y'all can do it, because that's what they really here to see, y'all. You ain't got to do me like that. All right, so two truths, and I'm going to say the three things, and y'all pick out what the lie is.
It's about you.
All about me.
Okay.
This is the one time I get to talk.
Go ahead.
The dude after the S. So, one thing is I have been to an award show. I have won a state championship, and I have been to, I don't know, I didn't even think about another one. Oh, I've been to Alaska. So whoever ready to guess what they think the lie is, and y'all can drop what y'all think the lie is in the comment too if y'all want to. Y'all can participate. Who wants to go first?
The award show is the lie.
Okay.
I say Alaska because that's too easy.
That's you said that's a lie? Or
yeah, Alaska's a lie.
I would say Alaska as well, just because I think I kind of know the duty stations y'all been to. So
And you got inside knowledge, bro. You did an interview.
I watched all her videos, man. I know what's going on.
True that. Okay.
Christy said the championship, and the some people saying Alaska.
Okay. Well, Andrea, you got it right.
Andera, but yeah.
I ain't never been to no award show, y'all. I ain't famous to go to no award show. I'm just married to somebody famous.
But he has been to Alaska.
So it must have been before you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're not important, but
I'm after the S. It's all great. It's all great. But yeah, that was me. You ready?
Yeah, I'll go. So I ran a half marathon. I went scuba diving, and I went to Hawaii.
Well, I like the way you did that last two right there. That's gonna be tough.
Okay, who wants to guess?
I say scuba diving is a lie.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Hawaii.
I was about to say the same thing.
Okay.
Renee got it right.
Oh, I don't know that.
I went to they call it BLC now. I went to BLC.
Yeah.
in Hawaii.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
You went
That's
to
what's
Hawaii.
up.
Well, yeah, and I went to Hawaii as a kid, but
Oh,
I didn't go to Hawaii with her. She was
You went to Hawaii for BLC?
Right.
because I was stationed in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Must be nice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't got nothing bad to say about the military. Check
Right.
this out.
Okay. Andrea can go next.
okay. So I'm not supposed to tell you. All right. I was voted most admired in high school. I was born in Austin, Texas, and I enjoyed Dr. Pimple Popper videos.
I say Austin.
What's the first one?
That's a lie.
What's the first one?
So the first one is I was voted most admired in high school.
I think that may be the lie.
Yeah, I say that one was a lie. The first one was a lie.
Really?
We got people saying born in Texas.
I say Texas.
You say Texas.
No, I've heard vlogs you talking about
Um,
Texas and stuff.
Yeah, I seen her. I think with that from that one live. I think it's
Somebody said
the high
you're
school.
from Texas.
I think it's the high school thing.
Yeah.
oh, so yeah, they said she's from Texas.
Whoever said I was born in Austin, that is the lie. I was actually born in Miami.
Oh, she got her.
I'm from Texas through and through, but I was born in Miami. I'm a transplant.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Renee, you want to go?
Yeah, it's me. So I have 3 sisters. I was born in Maryland and I played basketball in high school.
What'd you say about basketball, the last one?
I played in high school.
Okay.
Oh, let me touch it up.
I would say the 3 sisters.
I would say 3 sisters as well.
Basketball.
It's the 3 sisters. I have no sisters.
Oh, good one.
I just had it for the sake.
Okay, and Ricky?
Okay. Let me see. Okay, so I joined the military at 35. I finished second in Operation Sing, you know, that singing competition that the Army has.
Oh, wow.
They used to have.
Yeah, I remember that. Back
It's called Operation Rising Star. I finished second in Operation Rising Star, and I worked for the Washington Redskins while active duty.
I say 35. That ain't never been the cat.
Well, the 35.
The Rising Star.
35. I joined at 31.
Okay. I knew it was that close. That's why I want to guess that one, because I didn't know what it was, but
Yeah.
okay. All right, so we're gonna go right into some of the
Y'all just gonna browse over the fact that my man sing. We ain't even gonna go back to that.
Right. I mean, yeah. You
I
gotta
finished
do a
second.
sample.
Yo, let's do that on the end. Let's do that at
I thought everybody got their little small gems. I liked it.
about each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go right into the basic training type questions, just so people can kind of get an understanding of basic training. So if you all can just list off where you went to basic training, and what is your favorite thing about basic training? What was your favorite thing about basic training?
Who's starting?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my bad. Ricky, you can start.
Okay. I went to basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia.
Oh wow.
The favorite thing about basic was when it was over.
Yeah.
Renee?
I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. The struggle. I want to say the best thing, honestly, was the friendships after. Like, I'm still in contact with a lot of people, but during, nah.
Okay.
I went to basic training in Fort Jackson in South Carolina, and I think the best thing about it for me, because I came in the Army underweight, they front loaded me for eating, and I was the last one to eat. So while everybody had to scarf down in like 2 minutes, I was the first one in last minute.
Oh wow.
Gained weight.
Right. That's good.
So I got to eat.
I went to basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and my favorite thing about basic training was when we got to use our cell phones. Why you laugh like that? Where you go to basic training at?
Relaxing Jackson, baby. I was in that chilling. You know what I'm saying? And my favorite thing was when it was over. I was ready to dip up out here. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't looked back.
Monica says she is getting shit to Fort Jackson.
Hey, it's a good time of year to go. Well, almost. Just get up out of there. Don't get recycled. It's going to get hot.
True.
Get done.
Okay, so what was you all's biggest fear entering basic training?
I think mine was the fact that I was leaving home for like in the comfort of my family and like everybody I knew, and going to a whole nother state. Like everything up until that point, like signing up and everything else, going to MEPS, I was cool with. It wasn't until I landed in South Carolina that I was like, hold up, wait. So like the unknown of like different people, strangers, and all that good stuff.
Okay.
And like, how did you deal with that? Like, what was your coping mechanisms, and how do you feel looking back on that?
I think I immediately attached myself to people that I knew were going to be in like my company or something. I don't know how that happened, but I think once I made friends, like after the third day, like right when we were leaving reception, I think that's when it like I settled down, and like they were my comfort zone. They were like my family there. So yeah.
Okay. And Renee?
My biggest thing was I had kids when I left, so leaving them, I was 27. I was older when I joined, and I had like jobs and apartments, and I was like, you know what? I want to get in the medical field, going in the Army, and they broke me all the way down. And I was like, okay, well, I think I'm like 12 again, but it was a great experience. So
how did you deal with leaving your kids? What helped with that? Or did anything help?
Payday helped. I was like, you know what? I'm here. I'm getting this money. They're taken care of. They were my mom. So that helped, honestly. That was my mindset. We're going to do this thing and make it work. And if I do it and I do it well, I never have to do it again. And that's what got me through.
Okay.
For me, it was the fear of failing, because I was 31. So, I had to live a life. I had to live my life, and then going into that environment, I didn't know what to expect. That was my biggest fear, was failing. But I think the way that it worked for me is because I had my expectation for basic training so high. I thought it was going to be like so hard. So it's no way it could live up to the expectation that I have in my mind. So that's how I was able to get through it, because it wasn't nowhere near what I thought it was going to be in my mind. So that's kind of how I dealt with it. But that was my biggest thing, fear of failure, because I really literally started my life back over at 31 doing something totally different. So that was my fear.
And so for me, like before leaving, I wasn't scared because I didn't even have any concept of what was going to happen. Like I was one of those people that arrived and I was like, okay, I'm here now. Like kind of like how Andrea said, like I had no concept. So what hit me, I guess, was when I first got off the bus. Like the first day after reception was easy, but when I first got off the bus, the first day of basic training, and they was yelling, I was like, "What did I sign myself up for?" But it was fun. I mean, all in all, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was looking back now.
Mm-hmm.
You want to add something?
No. I mean, I joined a little bit later in life. I joined in, I don't know, 21, 22. So I just didn't want to. I didn't want to fail, and also I kind of knew a little bit about the Army. I didn't want to be there any longer than I had to be. So I was in there ready to get it done, and I just turned my mindset into I'm here to play the game, get it done, learn from learn what I need to do, and move on to the next stage of my career and my life.
Okay. So a lot of people are thinking about joining, about to join, or just recently joined. And so I would like for us to talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you all had since you've been in the military. If you can like recall one of your biggest challenges since you've been in.
I can start with that one. For me, it was being older, dealing with the younger cats that was over me.
I hear that a lot from the people that are older.
Yeah, because a lot of it is they're trying to give you, in some cases, trying to tell you how you should live your life, and they haven't even really lived life themselves. Because as soon as they left high school, they went straight into the Army taking care of them. But you're talking about a guy like me who I had 2 kids when I joined. I had a wife of 9 years at that time, and I had full life. You know what I mean? I had cars repossessed. I had, I went through real life. So I'm looking at these cats like, y'all don't even know what life is.
Right.
And, that was the hardest part, just dealing with that and dealing with all the people, not really understanding what life is. So after a while, it just all became easy because I understood. I kind of got what they were doing. But that was the hardest part for me.
Anybody else?
I think for me, it's that you learn everything as you go. Like I remember, because I was older, so I got the pink eye, and I went to urgent care, and then Monday I was at the house because they told me to stay at the house 24 hours, and I got chewed out because I was supposed to go to sick call that morning, and I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. What is sick call? So it's that, everything you learn on the job, and now we know, but day one it was like, ooh, child.
What about you, Andrea?
What was the question again? Like,
what's some of your biggest challenge you had since you've been in the military?
Challenges. I think I have more challenges like when it comes to like toxic leadership. But they change after a while, so that's how I deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not forever, you know what I'm saying? So as long as I continue to do what I'm supposed to do, it's all gonna work out. But yeah, I agree with what they said though. That was on point.
What about you?
I think my thing is learning how to deal with different people, because like Andrea said, different people change out, whether it's your leaders, your coworkers, or your subordinate. And going outside of basic, just learning that one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that you have to deal with people in different ways. Yes. And it's so simple, but it's a tough lesson once you peel away the layers of that onion, and you can still get the same message across in a different fashion, in a different form. And especially as Ashley and I discuss a lot at home, whether she wants to hear it or not, and maybe I say it too much, but it's when you move in from that entry level to middle management, that becomes a real hard lesson that you have to learn.
Yeah, I would say that because some of my peers, I guess, that we were peers, and then one person get promoted or the other person get promoted, and then people start acting kind of crazy. People just start acting crazy. That's probably one of the challenges that I have, but that's not really a big challenge. Just trying to maneuver and figure out like life throughout the military and still be able to get promoted and still doing all the things you need to do to progress, I would say, and not stay stagnant. That's probably my biggest thing, is not staying stagnant, just trying to progress. And sometimes it's hard. The challenge that I had, like with the promotion and points and everything like that. So, yeah.
So you brought up, Andrea, like toxic leaders and, you know, different leadership. How did you, that spans from the Army to civilian life. I mean,
Right.
people deal with that everywhere. And I'm sure you can even talk about that being in reserves. What are some coping mechanisms and how do you deal with that and overcome that?
I think everything is about how you react to a situation, not necessarily the situation that you're going in. Regardless if you're right or wrong or you're being wronged. I think for me, it was always just about continuing to just do the right thing and not get out of character. Like I always tell myself, and it's probably not the best thing to tell myself, but I would always say, play the game how it go. Like just
Yes.
it's not nothing personal. These people obviously don't know you in that manner. They only know this much about you because you can't even be 100%. And you got to have military bearings. So like whatever they're seeing is just not translating, and you can't take it personal. So moving in a way where I don't create more static. And so I just keep that mind frame, just play the game how it go, and you'll get somewhere.
What do y'all have to add to that as far as leadership and how you adapt to different leaders throughout your military career, or even if you want to talk about transitioning to civilian career, Ricky?
I would say on the adapting to different leadership styles, starting out at Fort Bragg is like the worst you can get. So I had like my worst leadership at Fort Bragg. So it didn't get, but you know, I didn't realize that was a good start for me until I got out, because everywhere else I went was so lax, and it was not, I won't say lax, but it was easier for me to deal with because it didn't get any, you know, it just doesn't get any harder than there. I had people tell me that, you know, I wasn't going to be anything and I was going to be this and this crap. And, you know, when I spent the first year of my first duty station in the orderly room, because for some strange reason I didn't have a security clearance, which my job needs, and it wasn't no fault of mine. They never put me in for it at AIT because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I was initially a 68 whiskey, so that's why I was at San Antonio. So I was initially I was initially there. I did make it through the NR EMT part. And so therefore I ended up failing out. They offered me to reclass, but I didn't want to reclass because I just knew that job wasn't for me. And that's how I ended up where I am. But when I got in my first duty station, I didn't have it. And then, you know how first impressions are. So the first sergeant at that time, he just thought I was going to be anything. But that motivated me. Like heck to be who I am now. So I am who I am because he told me that I wouldn't be able to do it. So I really looked out to prove him wrong. And my career took off after I left Fort Bragg, for sure.
Wow, that's good.
What about you, Renee? Anything to add?
I started at Bragg, so I feel you. Bragg is a different beast. But now I'm like, well, this is easy. You know, everything feels lighter. It's like, I love this unit. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, you don't know where I came from. But I was told early on that I have a good pocket and a bad pocket when it comes to leaders, and just, you know, when you have this leadership that is there for you and does all the things, then put that in your good pocket on how you want to be. And toxic leaders, you just, girl, throw that in your bad pocket. And that's just how you don't want to be. And that's what's gotten me through, because some people, you know, things happen. They might not be happy at home. They might be ready to get out. They might feel stuck, and they take it out on others because they can. So unfortunately, you just got to drive on and embrace the suck and put that in your bad pocket. So
have you ever, you don't have to name any names, of course, ever had a leader you had to either put in a good pocket, or let's just talk more specifically about the bad pocket at the time? And did that bad pocket ever turn into a good pocket?
Well, for me, because I know who you're talking about. So I did have a leader that I would say was a toxic leader, like not a good leader at all. But I will say, looking back, because this was years ago, looking back, I was able to learn something from him, and I took the I took what was bad or what I thought was bad, and I used it to help me be better. So, and I'm gonna give a little story, not name any names, but I had a soldier that worked with me in the pharmacy. For y'all that know, I'm a pharmacy technician, and I had a soldier that worked with me in the pharmacy. He was always late. He was always like just disheveled when he came to work. And instead of that leader trying to figure out what was wrong with him or what was going on in his family life, they just counseled him, got him in trouble, got him kicked out. I mean, he did some other stuff too, but he ended up getting kicked out. But nobody tried to talk to him and see what was going on with him. And so I took that for me. Once I was a PFC at the time, but once I became a sergeant and I had soldiers underneath me, to try to figure out what's going on and to get to know get to know your soldiers and get to know people that work with you, instead of just assuming that they're lazy or, you know, a bad person and just writing them off. So I did learn that from that toxic leader.
And it's good. It sounds like, you know, the Army's not all roses and fairy dust. We have a very positive, I think everybody here has a very positive channel and shines a good light about the military in general. But we learned a lot, even from, I love the good pocket, bad pocket. I think I'm going to steal that, Renee.
That's good. That's good.
I think I'm taking that. But we learned a lot and do that. So that's awesome.
Oh, wait, question.
Yeah. I like that.
Which pocket was bigger for some of you all?
My good pocket was bigger than my bad pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mine definitely. And if y'all didn't see my video earlier this week, I talked about some ladies that were that I met early on in my career that really helped develop me and mold me. So I would definitely say my good pocket. I met a lot of like awesome people being in the military. Good leadership.
Yeah.
Do you think that, so y'all answered that question real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody answered correctly. I mean, not correctly. Everyone answered the same. Do you think that your answer was based off of your point of view and how you viewed it? Or?
I would say no. I would say because if I viewed it from my point of view, I wouldn't have made it 9 years, because my first point of view was like, I'm getting out as soon as this contract is over. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. And you know, that was my point of view. But when I look back at it, and I, you know, my whole career in totality, it was more good times than bad. You know, I got a chance to go over to Europe and work up, you know, for American Forces Network, and then I turn around after that and go to the Pentagon. So I got a chance to do things that most people in my career field do not get to do. You know, so, and it was all, I would attribute it all to what I went through at Fort Bragg, because it was my foundation. But you know, being there and being in that environment, it forced me to build strong walls and a strong roof so I can make sure my house was solid. So it was more good than bad for me. That's just for me. I don't think it's because of the point of view, because like I said, I was supposed to be out of there in 4 years.
There you go. Oh, what do y'all think?
I think the same. Every 4 years, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm getting out. Even this last time, and then I fell on orders for here, and I was like, well, I guess it's more for me to do, because I can't sign no deck statement. I'm not going out like that.
No, I would definitely say the same. Definitely wanted to get out plenty of times. However, from my point of view, when I was messing up and I wasn't at my best, I had really good leadership that cared. And
that's good.
For that alone, it's like, I'm so glad that I wasn't messing up in those other times. To even give them more of a reason, or like it be more of a thing. So it was like, I've been blessed along the way when it comes to leaders, and when I had that toxic.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Great.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So we got a lot of blessings coming in the military, a lot of benefits. So let's start with you, Miss Army Princess. What's your biggest, what would you say your biggest blessing or benefit from the military? What's that's been throughout your career so far, other than me, of course?
I would say my biggest one is you, because I met you at my first duty station, which I did not want to go to that duty station, but it was my best duty station. But on a serious note, for me, I would say my biggest benefit of being in the military is being able to take advantage of the health care. So for the people that do not know my struggle, because I filmed it last year on my channel, I had to do IVF with both my kids, actually. So I had to do IVF, and IVF is very, 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 very expensive on the outside.
Them
like
kids owe me money.
upwards of $15,000. But because I am active duty, the military paid for all of our medicine, and they paid for. I mean, well, the IVF, they didn't pay for the IVF, but it was at a severely discounted rate compared to being on the outside. We didn't pay anywhere near $15,000 for the IVF process, and we were able to do it both times at 2 different locations, and it worked out perfectly. So I think that's the big benefit. Stuff that people don't normally think of is a lot of the medical benefits. People can get braces, they can get the LASIK surgery, they can get stuff fixed on them. So that for me was the biggest thing.
Or they can get things that they want as well. Like I know one of my NCOs ended up going to get like her nose it was something wrong with her, like allergies and stuff like that. She was getting like lipo and a whole bunch of other stuff, but at discounted prices. Like, no, the Army's not going to fix it for you, but here we'll give you a discounted price. Go do what you want to do, and it's very discounted. It's like worth it. So yeah, I definitely say the health benefits of it all, and just staying healthy, just knowing about your body, like getting checked for thyroids and just different things that in the civilian world you would like take your earned leave just to go get, you know, a dental cleaning. Like what? No, okay, but that's not.
But no. Before we get to you, Renee and Ricky, though, I do want to highlight that, because I think that's overlooked a lot. Andrea, is when you have a medical appointment and you're in the military, how much leave do you take?
0.
None.
And it's easy for us, but people don't understand that. And even when I talk to, you know, the old heads, and when they talk about transitioning out, they say you better get your appointments done now, because when you get into civilian world, Ricky could probably add on this, when you got to go get your teeth cleaned or whatever case may be, they're like, hey, you going to deduct that hour?
Yeah, you have to. Well, the thing about it for me, I got for the first year that I'm there, it was like 2 weeks of veterans leave or because I have some service connected disabilities. Okay. So I get to go to my appointments and not use my regular leave, but use the veteran leave. So it was like 125 hours. It was something crazy like that. So but if you're not in my situation, yeah, you gotta take leave. They ain't not gonna be like, yeah, you can go to your job. So
okay. So Renee, what do you what's the biggest benefit for you that you've seen being in the Army so far?
So my biggest benefit is I joined this thing as a single mom, and I have 2 sons. And being able to be an example to them has been crazy. Like, you know, normally boys can't wear mom's shoes, but my sons walk around in my boots because I'm a soldier, and it's different for them. So that has been, my youngest wants to join the military. Like, he loves the soldiers, he loves the service, and I get to be his example because he didn't have the traditional example. He has it now, but you know, everyone's story is not peachy. And I was able to be his example for a long time. And that's honestly the biggest benefit that the military has given me, is able to relate to them, because I'm not just a girl, I'm a soldier.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hit us with that motivation thing. I want to get up and do some push-ups.
Andrea, did you have something? I know you talked about the healthcare, but did you have anything else?
Healthcare was my major one. College, a lot of different states. A lot of people don't know, but along with like federal tuition assistance, different states, depending on where you join, have their own education benefits. So for Texas, we have the Hazelwood Act, where you can go to school, to any Texas state school, and it's worth 150 credit hours, and you can actually transfer that as well. So if you just enlist in Texas, active duty, reserve, whatever, you get that Hazelwood Act, you're pretty much set. 150 credit hours is a whole bachelor's degree. So you got to unmute.
Thank you. Hey, you got me. Good looking out. I was definitely about to talk. I'm moving a little slow today, y'all. I apologize. But listen,
we're gonna move into the question and answer section.
I guess we are. Okay.
We're gonna move into the question and answer session for the subscribers. So if you all have any questions, definitely leave them so we can answer your questions.
Yay, my favorite part.
Yep.
Well, definitely.
I'm a recruiter soon, so this is like practice for me, you guys.
Oh, you're gonna be a recruiter?
Yeah, that's the point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you doing active duty or reserve? National Guard. Okay.
I want to come back into the liaison world, and they got E8 slots up in the liaison world, so I have to go be a recruiter for a little bit, and then I can come back and work at any of the AIT or basic training locations as a liaison.
Wow.
Okay.
Force, so I'm excited.
That's awesome. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Definitely. So hey y'all, we about to get into the question and answer part. Drop your questions in here and we'll get to them. I guess we're gonna start now.
No, you can finish.
I just definitely wanted to say before we started, hey, don't forget y'all, just that all their Instagram handles are on there. If you came in late, follow them on Instagram. These are great military YouTubers. Follow them on YouTube. Go to their channels. I'll let them promote their channels in a minute. But I'm gonna put that shameless plug in there because they are they're very humble. That's the word I was looking for. They're humble. So I'm gonna promote for them.
Thank you, Toya G. Toya G come into every live every week, and she dropped a super chat today. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's what's up.
And one other thing before, again, I promise I'm stop talking. Before we get to the questions, though, hey y'all, this is like a microcosm of how the military works, y'all. We all come together and we work together. So I'd like to publicly, I know before we started, I thank y'all for coming on here, devoting your time on this Friday night, even though we in quarantine. But thank y'all for coming together and working together as military YouTubers and setting aside this time just to sit down and chat and educate the fans out there.
No problem.
Of course, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So we can get into this question, and this is probably more so a question for a recruiter. But Stacy said, "Can I get benefits for my son that was born in another country, and he doesn't have a social security number?" And that sounds like a recruiter question.
It does sound like a question that I don't want to answer because I don't want to mess it up. But you can go to your local DEER's office, and I don't.
Yeah.
So was it the last time?
We specifically had recruiters on there last week because we are proponent for not giving out bad information.
I will find out for you, and if you follow me on Instagram, I'll be sure to put it on my story for you.
Okay, there you
That's
go.
what's up. That's what it's about right there. Y'all follow it at being Andy Jane. And we got Ricky over here posting his Instagram. Hey, y'all drop it in the comments if y'all want. We'll put it on here. We're gonna have y'all give y'all social media before we close this out. But definitely get that question asked to a recruiter or get that information 100%. Get that question answered by somebody qualified.
So I got a question for everybody. Just in general, what would be some of your just general advice that you would have for someone that's joining the military?
I would say get a mentor.
Bam.
Probably around, I mean, you can always have a mentor, but like at every duty station, at least you should have a mentor or someone who's going to continue to push you. I think for me, it's always important to get it early on because at some point in your growth system, it's kind of harder for you to, you're already set your pace, kind of. And so I think that was what's hard for me as far as finding a mentor. So that's why I say to go ahead and get a mentor early on because you'll be more susceptible to, like, I don't know, that mentor-mentee relationship, should I say.
What about you, Renee?
I say learn your job. You got to learn your job and you got to cross-train because you're not always going to do your job. I done been in the orderly room. I done been at ClinOps. I'm in TRADOC now. You know, you're not always going to do the cookie cutter what your job is. So learn your job first and then also cross-train and just get that knowledge from the other, NCOs and your leadership. Mentor.
And Ricky?
I agree with them about the mentor piece, but another piece that I always tell people who ask me this question is that the Army's only going to give you a foundation. It's up to you to build the walls. It's up to you to put up the roof. It's up to you to put the doors and the windows. Because if you don't, you can't make it off what you learned at AIT. It's just a baseline. You have to go out on your own and seek knowledge in what it is that you do. And that's one thing I learned. Everything that I learned, I didn't learn a lot of this stuff in the military. A lot of stuff that I learned about my job, I learned outside of the military, seeking opportunities, going out, getting better, doing internships and stuff like that. So that's just my thing. You got to build on it. After AIT, it's just a foundation. You can't live in that. You got to build up your walls. You got to put up the roof. So that's just kind of what I tell people all the time, that it's on you. Your career, you can make your career whatever you want it to be. No matter what anybody says, you can make it whatever you want it to be.
That's awesome. That's awesome information. That's awesome advice. I definitely like the mentor. Somebody on Facebook dropped getting a mentor and being flexible. You want to add something to it?
Can you like
on Facebook.
Turn this on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then she can go.
All right.
So you can go back. So yes, Andy Jane hit it on the head. Everybody did, as far as getting a mentor, and like the military is the foundation. I say my biggest advice, I always say that too, get a mentor and have a plan. Don't just come in just blind and just trying to figure it out as you go. Have a plan of what you want to accomplish, what you want to do when you come in, and try to stick to that plan and set goals to make that plan. So that's what I have. And I want to say thank you to Gerald Moore for the super chat. Last week we had pizza. I don't know what we're going to make this week.
I don't know. Hey, I'm on this no meat right now, so I might make me a bean burger or something. You know what I'm saying? And,
look at her. She got her water.
My bad.
Thank you all for the super chat. I really appreciate it.
I have a question with what you led me to a question. I'm going to get to you, Gerald. Well, first, no, I'm sorry. Before that, your question is more important than mine, Gerald. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You come first. All right. Has anybody had any experience with someone looking for their medical degree while in the Army?
I don't have any experience, but we do have a program. You know, we have the PA program right here at Fort Sam Houston, and I believe, the requirements are, you know, for you just to have a bachelor's degree in some sort of medicine or biology, chemistry, science, and you have to score so well. There's all these different requirements, but if you get into that program, you get paid as the second lieutenant. If you're coming from the civilian side, obviously, you get paid as the second lieutenant all through your schooling, and then you have to dedicate a certain amount of time to the active duty. So you can get your medical school paid for by the Army, do your contract, and then get out. But they do be trying to hold you with the bonuses. They're going to try to in with that 30,000, that 40,000, man.
Yeah, you got to give them 7, and you got to give them 7 years and all that.
Yeah, but they'll pay your whole medical school, and I always tell people that I think that's probably one of the best branches that you can get an education from when it comes to the military.
Also, on a nursing tip, 68 Charlie LPN, so you can go that route too if you want to be a nurse. They have that. But one of the YouTubers that I watch, she just reclassed from that 68 for 68 Charlie is LPN. So that's another way you can go too.
Yep.
And it's funny you mentioned that, Andrea. One of my old bosses was doing the
PA.
There we go. The PA program. And if you're transferring while you're in, the military will give you time to do your labs or clinicals, whatever they call it. I'm not, but they'll give you time to do that. I don't know the intricacies, and I don't want to promise you anything outside of what I know. But I do know she was an active duty service member and working on her PA degree and doing clinicals while a uniformed service member. So getting paid as a job and studying, I'm talking about, that's the ultimate hustle.
That's the ultimate. I say that all the time. Like, yo, you just got paid to go to school. Like, and all you're doing is going to school throughout the day. I mean, the curriculum is tough. I did a walk around the physical therapy program that they have, and the curriculum is tough. They're busting their behind, and the requirements are tough as well. Just because if you get in, you're going to pass. So yeah, there's that. It's out there.
I'm muted again. Sorry, I was getting yelled at.
No, you wasn't.
Hey, but you talked about schooling, and I think I brought it up too. Has anybody had any experience with school and going to school while in the military? Anyone touch on that for a minute?
Yeah, I got in 2018, I got my bachelor's degree in digital cinematography at Full Sail University while I was active duty. So, I was one of those, I had a lot of people saying, why why you tapping into your benefits already, man? You need to wait till you get out. No, I want to get it now. I want to get out with my stuff. I already knew what I wanted to do, so I didn't, I wasn't really trying to, you gonna get miss that BAH and all that, man. Look, I know what I want to do. I'm not really worried about that, so everything worked out. But yeah, I went to school while I was active duty. I started in Germany, and I ended when I was at the Pentagon. I graduated.
Congrats. Anybody else want to touch on that?
They pay for school. I'm using my TA right now, but because I'm a medic, there's a lot of different pilot programs. So we get our EMT basic. They actually sent me to paramedic school, so now I'm a paramedic.
Wow!
So,
Wow!
Congrats!
Yeah. So they have amazing programs for everything. For nursing, they have the it's kind of like Green and Gold, where you for 2 years you go and you do your clinicals and stuff, become commissioned. And then the IPAP. So they have pretty much anything that you want to do. If you're willing to commit time to the military, then they're gonna help you get there.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I got my bachelor's degree while I was in too. So
yeah,
I want to give a shout out real quick to Christy, and thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad that it's informative. I try to make it informative for people so that they can learn to help people. Because I always say, for me, I didn't have this help when I first joined. I didn't know anything about the military. I was just trying to figure it out. So I just got to help people. So thank you.
That's actually why I started the channel, because I was like, man, when I was getting in, I was looking for information and I just couldn't find it.
Wasn't nice.
So I was like, I'm gonna start a channel and start giving people info. So
no, seriously, good stuff. I actually got my associates while I was on active duty. At college, and then I'm this close to my bachelor's right now. So
what's your bachelor's in?
Kinesiology.
Oh wow!
Oh, what's up? You gonna help us out? You gonna help us work out?
A little something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because you used to be like a bodybuilder, right?
I did. I used to be into bodybuilding. I have all the knowledge now. Do I have the motivation to do it myself sometimes? No.
That's why we do it together.
But we can do it together for sure.
That's what's up. And we talk about doing a YouTube workout challenge one of these months. So I'm sorry. I'm trying
to figure out what you're talking about.
We had talked. It's in the book.
A YouTube workout challenge?
Yeah, it's in the book. It counts.
Yeah, I ain't in the military no more.
You can't call you Ricky. Come on,
I'm just joking.
Hey, no, I do want to just highlight before we move on. That's what's up, and I think this gets overlooked sometimes. It's not just a recruitment pitch. Y'all people out there right now, watching it now, watching this later, y'all see 4 people that has gotten their education, myself included, but has gotten their education through the military, paid. No student loans, they don't owe nobody. Sally Mae ain't calling, Auntie Sally ain't ringing their phone. They good, and they got their degree. And that's real. I mean, there's people paying loans.
Yeah, that's true.
But next question.
Toya G had a question.
So Toya G basically saying, she's asking a question about race relations in the military. And it goes about just, dealing with race relations while in the military. And I like to kick it off if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I like to kick it off. As being grew up as an Army brat myself and then joined the military a little later. The military is a microcosm of the world. But in the same sense, the military is a little sheltered from the general public, at least in my experiences. Everybody's experience is different. So us in the military, we have something that binds us together more so than other people. We all have served. We all went to basic training. We all are ready and prepared to go to war. So I think that at least binds us together when we're dealing with people from different backgrounds, whether it be race, religion, whatever it is, whatever differences they have. We at least have one common place that we can come back to and say we are here to protect and serve our nation's defense.
That's it.
Well, you ain't gotta do me like that. You know what? I'm gonna go check the internet.
Anybody else have anything they want to say as far as the question?
I agree. I think everything that's outside of the military is inside of the military, but we're all green. We all wear this uniform and we're brothers and sisters. So it's not the same. So
yeah. And I would just say in my experience, since I've been in 13 years, and I personally haven't seen anything or dealt with anything.
Right.
Not to say that it's not there, But I personally haven't seen anything or dealt with anything. So that's just my experience.
Anybody else? Speak your truth now.
You a civilian, you can talk.
He said, "Help me."
We can go on to the next question.
For real though, I kind of seen things on a high level, not to say that I'm better, but just because of where I worked and the people that I worked for, I've seen some things that like the normal soldier wouldn't see. Like for a month, I was the CSA's personal photographer. I followed him around everywhere he went, and I was at his residence a lot of times. And then you just look on the wall at all the past CSAs, and it's not it's pretty bright up there. So just stuff I see, the way they treat certain people, certain things. I've seen some things that I wish I wouldn't have seen. So some of the things that we go through in the civilian world, or that we see going on in our world, it happens. It definitely happens for sure. But for the most part, again, in the military, I think we deal with it a little better. I think it's dealt with a little bit better than it is out in the civilian world.
I will say that we do go through those things, and it sucks sometimes. I've seen different things. I've experienced things myself. However, like he said, we do deal with it a lot different because we still have like rules and regulations and military bearing to abide by that kind of like you got to play the game.
There you go. Hey, Ricky, somebody's a 46 Sierra, and you've been in a help. I don't even know what that MOS is.
Okay, that's what's up. A 46 Sierra is a public affairs specialist.
Okay.
So basically it's like a news anchor. They do news type stuff. They write stories. They like, if you see AFN, if you go on AFN, you'll see them on TV. I'm not a 46 Sierra, but I've done the job of a 46 Sierra when I was at AFN. So and I did a couple videos on it. So that's why she's saying that.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So it's a quick question. I think it's pretty quick. Stacy's asking about their going to school to get their master's degree.
I ain't there yet.
Okay. Well, I just started my first master's class. So Stacy, they will pay for your master's degree, but there's a cap on how much they will pay. But there are schools that will give you a grant up to that cap. So pretty much you can go for free if you find the school. One that I know of for sure is America Military University. They pay for full tuition and your books. That's a quick one.
OCW 2.0, shout out to her because she be in every live. What was each of your, reason for why you joined the military?
Well, for the people that's not a regular, why don't you start off with your answer?
What was my reason for joining the military?
Your thirsty reason.
Oh, no. Really, the reason why I joined was because I didn't really have anything going on at the time. So I went away to school and came back home, and I had got into it with my boyfriend, and I didn't have anything to lose. I didn't have anything holding me back. I didn't have any kids. So I was like, okay, I'll join. It didn't help that my recruiter was cute.
There we go. I was waiting until we got to the thirst.
But the reason why I went in there was because I didn't have anything else going on, and I was like, I heard it was fun. Really, like that's how the person pitched it to me. Was like, oh, it's fun. You're gonna have a good time. So I was like, sign me up.
IT is like college.
Anybody else?
But that was BG, y'all. That's before gay. That was BG.
I wanted to join the military. I wanted to get in the medical field. I was stuck in finance, and even though it was working out for me, like I wanted to be a nurse. I ended up a medic, and it worked out. But that's why I joined, for the training.
For me, I joined because I wanted to do something different at the time. Before I got in the military, I was a teacher's assistant at a middle school. So I was in the system for 6 years. I worked as a teacher's assistant. My track was to become a teacher. And then I got to the point to where I realized that I really didn't want to be a teacher anymore because they didn't make no money. and the time I saw them putting in, and it was just like, no, I got to do something else. So really the military was an accident because I had to take my nephew who joined. I had to take him to, you know how they do the future soldiers little training or whatever. So I took him one day, and I just, instead of leaving and coming back, I just stayed. And I stayed and I sat in the office, and one of the recruiters was in there, and the recruiter didn't try to pitch me. I just started asking recruiter questions, and he was answering the questions. And the more and more he answered the questions, the better and better it sounded to me. And before I knew it, maybe 2 months later, I was going to MEPS. So that's just how it worked out. But yeah, it was just to really start over and get us, you know, acquire a skill that was marketable, and that I can really, you know, make a good living for myself and my family.
Now, Andrea, I would like to, before you answer, if you can answer in 2 parts, because you're in the, I think, National Guard.
Yeah.
Okay, so please answer like exactly why you joined the military and why you selected the National Guard. We love to get the different aspects of just not the, you know, active duty part, but the benefits or the reasons why you chose to go National Guard, if you don't mind.
Perfect. Yeah, of course. So I joined purely for education purposes, even though now later I disclose, but but I literally joined for education purposes because, you know, you could do your 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summer. You can still go to school. You can still have the thing that sold me was this hologram. I'll never forget. One day I'm going to be on that hologram. I swear.
Hey, that's what's up.
Testing it. So, but it's this soldier, you know, he's in full battle rattle. And then when you look at him a different way, he's like a student with a backpack on and civilian clothes. So he like kind of changed. And I was like, and it said part-time soldier, part-time civilian. So I was like, oh, that sounds perfect. I'm afraid of commitment anyway, so it works. So education was that piece. But I ended up not liking the National Guard itself, as far as just like having to juggle a civilian career and your Army career. And I ended up trying to find like active duty positions. And so that's what I do now. I'm on active duty operational support orders. And I've been doing that for almost 9 years. So while I did join the National Guard, I really don't remember that life when it was just drilling and weekend warrior stuff. But I'm still classified as National Guard, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's why I joined and why I selected the National Guard. Part-time soldier, part-time civilian.
You got a good story. Okay. All right. The hologram got you.
$2,000 bonus now. They did a little.
Oh, they had how much was the bonus?
$20,000.
Okay. I thought you said $1,000.
$20,000.
Hey, can I borrow $1? I got to get this attachment that Ricky told me about.
I know that's spent. Well, I was young.
See, the reserves and the National Guard get all the doggone bonuses. We don't get jack.
Though that was a long time. I don't know.
No, they still do. They still do.
They don't
for free.
Like maybe it's not that certain MOSs, because for the 68 series, they ain't getting no bonus.
Well, I know when I was in AIT.
I just asked the other day, can I get a bonus? Because I'm in my window, and they was like, no.
Nope,
Yeah, when I was in AIT, I had people in AIT with me doing the same job. They was getting 30,000. I'm like, y'all about to go home with 30 grand, and I'm about to go to Fort Bragg, man. Get out of here. You know what I mean, it's crazy.
That's the real. So I like to shift gears a little bit. And this is what I talked about. I want to kind of spring this on y'all. I want y'all raw reaction on this one, y'all. Okay. All right. So before I ask the question, who's going to volunteer first? I need a volunteer. I'm going to ask about your YouTube channel. It's about to be a YouTube channel. So who's going to volunteer?
I'll do it.
All right. My dude, Ricky. Okay. So, Ricky, we'll give you a softball first. What's your most popular video off the top of your head on your channel right now?
The most popular video is joining the military at 30. It's joining the military at 30 with a degree. I did a video called Joining the Military at 30. That was, and then when I did another one called With a Degree, and that one I get questions every day. That video, I don't know why it went crazy like that, but it's just like that's the video.
Blew up. Awesome.
It just blew up. Yeah.
Okay. What's your least popular video?
My least popular video is probably some of my early vlogs, because I didn't really understand YouTube in the beginning, and nobody really cares about your vlogs if they don't know who you are, so they don't care about what you're doing. So once I realized that, that's when I started making content, searchable content that people were actually searching for, and then that's when my channel kind of took off. But it still hasn't. It still should be where I haven't, whatever. But
So hey, I need you to plug your channel in real quick. Give them an overview about what your channel's about, though.
Okay, so my channel is the official Ricky Bowden. I just named it after my name, and it just talks about my experiences as a 25 Victor, which is a combat documentation / production specialist, also known as combat camera. It's a bunch of videos. If you type in 25 Victor on Google, my face is gonna pop over everywhere. Somehow I was able to dominate that keyword. I don't know how, but anyway, I talk a lot about that, and then I also talk about a lot of other things in the military. I haven't made much content in conjunction, but I got a lot of content coming about getting out. I got a video I'm working on about the med board process, because that's what happened to me, and that's how I ended up out. So I got some stuff coming, but I try to do a lot of working interviews with people that work in certain areas. As y'all saw, my last few videos have been with other soldiers and different MOSs. So that's kind of like the focus of my channel. I want to reach out to so many people with different jobs, so they can give insight on, hey, this is what this job is like.
Can you tell me about this job? I'll be like, go here, because he probably did a video on that job.
Or people asking me about pharmacy, and I'm like, I didn't do the video. I've just edited it. You need to go talk to what you call it. So I don't know nothing about pharmacy. So, but yeah, so that's kind of what my channel was about. It's just military experience, military lifestyle, just informational. And I'm not really a vlogger, because that's just not me. I'm more of a teacher or a mentor ish. Okay. I try to be anyway. So
awesome. All
right.
That's awesome. So Andrea, you next. Cause she put her hand on her nose, so I mean she last. You know what I'm saying? She was quick with it. So but before we get there, since you was next,
she gotta go in a minute. She gotta go.
Oh, she gotta roll. Okay. Hey, plug your channel and tell us about your most popular video.
So my channel is Being Andy Jane. I live my life through vlogs and talking. So
I'm a fan.
But yeah, so my most popular video is not a military related video, so I'll keep it at that. I'll just say that. But my most popular military video was probably the 10 things I've learned from being in the military, I believe. I did that one a long time ago, but that's one of my most popular ones. Or how to get on ADOS orders. I have military videos that are just for that, like answering questions and stuff like that, but a lot of my content is just my basic life. But yeah.
Awesome, thank you. We know you might have to go. So we didn't want to hold you over too long, but we definitely appreciate you being on here.
Thank you.
We wanted to give you a chance. And then there's more to come. I'll send y'all a text message. We got another project coming. So she just approved it about an hour ago. Ooh. So it's coming. So I'll send y'all a message about it. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. Thanks, power couple over there. This platform was amazing. I love being here. So thanks for having me, though.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Renee and Ricky.
All right, nice to meet you as well. Well, I already know you.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right.
Okay, what about you, Renee? What's your most popular video?
So I'm going to say the same thing. My most popular one is not military related.
Yeah, it could be whatever.
Oh, I don't want to mess up your monetization. I'm a team player. So if y'all want to see, y'all can check that out. But my second one is military, and it's joining as a single mom. So that is my most popular military. It was 3 years ago. I was sitting in my car and on a lunch break, and I was just like, let me just talk to the people. And every day I get emailed all the time. You know, I tell them go talk to their recruiter or study for the ASVAB, check the reserves in the Air Force. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, so that's my most popular. But on my channel, I'm doing more vlogs now. It is hard. I say hey to the whole 20 people who watch me. I'm like, hey y'all, all 20 of y'all. But I love what I do. Every time I try to step away from YouTube, I'm like, damn, I mean, dang, I miss it. So let me just, go back and do it. Every time I get an email from someone who's like, hey, I've been there, you motivated me, you got me out of the situation, you were someone I could talk to or just listen to, I've been there before, I'm like, you know what? This is what I'm supposed to do. So I just share my world, my family. I got kids, a husband who's a civilian, which is a whole thing. Because I'm a soldier and he's a civilian, so it's definitely different. But that's what I do on my channel. That's me.
So listen, y'all, and I like what Renee said, y'all, about her channel. And I'm gonna speak for you if you don't mind, Ricky, but because I've seen your content too, and we've met, obviously. But they're not in here to get rich, y'all. These are civil servants out here working, and Ricky served too, but still working for the government. And they're doing it to educate you all on information that they didn't get. Mm-hmm. And so I like what Renee said. She's talking to however many she had, whether she had 10 people watching, 20 people, 200 people. She's out there and still doing the same content, putting in that same dedication. So big ups to y'all, because I don't do it. But I respect the heck out of y'all because y'all are doing it and y'all not doing it to, I'm not shading anybody, but y'all not doing it to do anything ratchet or anything crazy or anything off the wall. Y'all are doing it for the love of what you do. Mm-hmm. So I commend y'all for that. And big ups. I see this one over here answering every email, every comment, and I'm just trying to figure out what we're going to eat tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But no, big ups to y'all for doing that and for your content and staying true to your fans.
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate everybody's content. We just hit about an hour, so I'm gonna answer a few more questions, and then we're gonna close
you think I'm gonna let you slide though? You think I'm gonna let you slide? They don't went and put themselves all out there. What's your most popular video, ma'am?
So my most popular video is, I think, tips on being a female in the military. So a lot of my subscribers, looking at my analytics, a lot of my subscribers are females. So I am trying to cater to the female audience because, like I said, I didn't have anybody to ask all these questions to when I joined. Mm-hmm. So right now, my most popular video is tips on being a female in the military. I did it like 2 years ago. And so it kind of inspired me to do this series that I'm in now, which is how to glow up in the military. If you have not seen the video that we dropped today, me and Smiles Me, I call it Smiles Me. Smiles Me dropped today. Definitely go check. We both have videos that we dropped today on our channel. So check those out.
And real quick, I know we got a lot of green heart emojis. We gotta get to your questions. What's your least popular video, if you remember? Well, let's talk about when you started in the
actually, I just put a lot of my videos on private this past week. My least popular video is one that I did with Giselle. That's like a paperclip challenge. I gave her this paperclip in a box as like a gift to see her reaction. She was like 2, and I guess nobody cared about my baby and her gift that she got.
Hey, y'all. Real quick, so y'all go to Smiles' name. Y'all go to the official Ricky Bobby. Bowden. I'm sorry, Ricky Bowden.
You got that song in your head.
I do. My bad, Ricky. I'm so sorry.
Y'all I hear that. People call me that all the time.
Y'all go to their least popular video and y'all go watch them joints and make it the most popular video. Go do that tonight.
I've been getting a lot of green hearts, so thank you for sending people my way. I'm like, hey, like the Army Princess sent me. I'm like, yes.
That's what's up.
Okay, we have a question. This one right here. Oh, sorry. How often do females get promoted in the military? So I saw this one, and I think somebody answered it because it's not really based on sex. Mm-hmm. It's based on like performance. Yeah, performance, your job, how good you do, points, and stuff like that. So it's not based on sex at all. Mm-mm. Do you need to pass ACFT to graduate basic training right now? That's a good question because I'm hearing different things. I don't know if you work with AIT, so I don't know if you know this answer.
I think now my NCO, she in the chat right now, so she will correct me. Miss Harris, yes. I think what I've gathered is that, so I'm at AIT, but I think they take it. Pretty sure they have to pass it before leaving.
Yeah, I think that's what
I know what you're doing at basic.
the last guidance that I heard too is that they do have to pass it right now to graduate basic training. And I did a video with a drill sergeant that's on my channel, and she gave some tips about PT in basic training. So check that one out. I'm gonna take this one last one. How often do 88 Mike go to war?
All the time. They gotta drive the stuff in. Let you know.
I think 88 Mike. I heard 88 Mike has like they go all the time. I don't even want to say. I don't know what to say. But if you're thinking about going 88 Mike, then prepare to just go to war or go deploy. I won't say necessarily go to war, but deploy and be in the field all of the time. Not some of the time, most of the time.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything on that one?
Hey, I will add. Hey, that's a good job though.
It is a good job. It is a good job.
You know what we always talk about, especially on these lives? Get a job that translates into the civilian sector. And that right there, that translates into the civilian sector well, especially if you continue to get promoted and you start to work with the logistics of the items that you have to buy for the motor pool and to take care of those vehicles. That's a good job. So most definitely.
Yeah, you'll get out with every license you need to drive any type of truck that's out there.
Ricky. Thank you.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
you will get that. You'll get that those I forgot the bus license and all that stuff.
Class A's.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. So yeah, hey, go ahead and do it. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, y'all. We're gonna close this live out. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and joining the live every single week. We're trying to do this every Friday, so come back next Friday, see us, say hey, and that's it. I will see y'all in the next one. Y'all can stay on.
All right, see y'all.
Bye.
All right, we just ended.